Happy New Year, y'all. This is my first long form of 2024. I have acquired a 91 K-5 Blazer. Me and my buddy Greco, we're going to build our first flip vehicle for auctions. And I have a set of Centerline Convo Pros, it looks like. There's some late 80s period correct billets, and we're going to clean them up today. Put some 37s on them and see if we can get this Blazer put together and send it to auction. Y'all check it out. All right, so I got these Convo Pros. I picked them up. I think we paid $600, got them on Marketplace, and they got some really dry rotted 33s on them. They are just crusty. So I'm gonna show you how I clean these up. It's aluminum, cleans up nice and easy. That's about the worst one right there. And the tires are kind of stuck on the wheels, but that's after one pass of etching acid. It's pretty clean. The back of this one though, it's just as dirty. So we're gonna go ahead and pop the tires off of these. And with just a little bit of time, you turn them into this. And this one's not even done yet. This is first pass. They never really were like bright chrome wheels, these Convo Pros. But even the back I got, one hand here. Even the back I got almost 100%. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit today. I'm gonna show you how I get a set of wheels that look like that to look like this. All right, so first thing I learned, they're glued to the wheels just because they're old. The tires have kind of formed into the metal and they're really stuck. And they're rock hard. They're so brittle they just crack off the wheel. So I'm trying to bust the bead from the tire to the rim, and with a little bit of lube, it'll come off. It barely fits between the tong on my tire machine. But if you can fight it in there good enough, and hopefully not mess the wheel up, you can press it in, spray some oil in it, work your way around, and it'll come off eventually. Just try not to mark the rim up any more than it already is. So while it's pressed in, just spray a little oil on it, flip it around. These tires are from 2000, so they're 24 years old this year. And it's all. So when I put this wheel on my machine, because it's aluminum, I want to grab on the inside of the lip instead of inside of the rim and mar it up with the outside of the tongs on the table here. All right, so this is rough for catching inside of the rim. I'm going to try to use this lip to grab the aluminum and not gouge into it so bad. So let's open them up. Man, it is cold out here today. I mean, I'm sure it's colder in other parts of the country, but in South Louisiana, 40 degrees in the daytime with this wet air we got, man, it just goes right through you. At least it's not windy right now. Ugh. Just kind of center it up, push. That's it. Okay. Go ahead and put some grease on it because I'm not trying to mess the wheel up at all. Still locked in from the last one I did. Get in here and try it on. Full of water. So yeah, I let the tire machine grab here on the outside of the wheel. And that way this tooth doesn't mess up the inside of the rim. So I'm trying to make it nice, you know, somebody's gonna wanna buy this thing. So I went down to the freight harbor and I got me these fine wire bristle. They're good for 12,000 RPMs, but this grinder only spins 7,000. So I'm not gonna get the wire flying out of it and all in your face and everything. And it cleans these up really, really well. Watch this. You got to pull the valve stem out, pull the core out to get the tire off. My buddy Ryan got me this for Christmas. Appreciate it. It's the little things, bro. You know, this is thoughtful as you can get. Instead of fighting this, pulls them out, pulls them through. It's all about having the right tool sometimes. In fact, getting the grit off here. So to make sure that the next tire seats well, I clean the beads out very good. And I want to spin this wheel one time to make sure that I clean where the tongs set. There we go. Now I can clean up where the tongs set. And I'll be ready to hit the face up with the grinder and then go etch it. So I'm happy with it. I believe the next tire is going to seat, no problem, and never leak. Well, let's get to the pretty part, the part you actually see. So this wheel is pretty gross. I'm going to leave it clamped in. And I'm just going to wire wheel the dirt off of it. So the acid, dirt's inert. The acid's not going to eat it. But if you get all the dirt off, it'll turn the whole wheel foam white and it'll be a straight Durall aluminum so you can get down to etching. I just keep an eye on where the valve stem is, and every time it passes by, I move a position so I can get to the next spot. But as it comes around, you can see what I'm cleaning over here. So this is the most important part of this wheel because you see the lip and these fluted areas more than anything else because they're freaking deep. They're 10 inches wide. I'd like to find some 12s, but for what I paid for these, I paid $600 for them. I can't complain. We'll throw some 1250s. I wanted to go 1450s on the K-5, but my rule of thumb is your tire needs to be about 2 inches wider than your wheel. It just makes it look just right. So we'll throw some 12.5s on here on a 10, and that blazer is going to look killer with these on it. So I got the lip of the rim pretty good. The soap's gonna get the rest of what I couldn't get with the grinder, and I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the face of the 5-spoke up. Man, just wire brushing it. That's a good look right there. To wire brush it all out even and maybe clear it and just have it that brushed aluminum, but it's gonna get better than this. Thing about using a low RPM grinder, 7,000 on a 12.5 wire, my wires don't fly out of it constantly and it lasts. They're barely even spun. best part about having a tire machine is I can clamp this in here backwards and use the tongs the same way. And I won't hurt the face of the wheel. Now I can at least get some of the grip out here with the wire brush on the backside. Because like I said, the acid doesn't etch the dirt. Now we're ready to wash it. Yep, let's go get the dirt off of this one. All right, so super clean, kind of tarnishes metal. It's great on chrome and on rubber, but when I'm trying to get the dirt out of the back of a wheel, Simple Green. A lot of people overlook how awesome Simple Green really is. Because it's, you know, all-purpose. It's not going to eat the skin off your hands. It's biodegradable. It's good for the environment as far as the soap goes. It smells nice. It's not going to choke you out. But this will get in there and loosen up everything in those little aluminum pores that hold dirt. I mean, it's already looking better. Some of the latest flat sets want to stay inside those cups. I was working at the hardware store, and my boss Pat, or my buddy Pat, he showed me how awesome Simple Green is. We had a bucket, really got like a 5-gallon bucket of it, and we set a brake rotor or it might have been an A-arm or something into this bucket, and left it in there over the weekend. And we came back to work Monday, and when we pulled it out, it looked raw. It ate the paint, ate all of it off of it, and it's just some amazing stuff. Don't forget about the Simple Green. You know, none of it's sponsored. I'm just starting out on this YouTube channel. But these are just the regular products that I use that I can find, and you can too, you know. They got plenty of wheels that are out there. New wheels are always easy because you can just buy them and bolt them on. But it's kind of fun for me cleaning up some old stuff. And then the new stuff looks different than the old stuff. Sometimes you just want to have that look. So this is how I achieve it. Let me grab a brush. I'm going to go ahead and swirl this around a little bit. And you can see it's like foaming. It's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to just brush this up real quick. And we're going to pressure wash it. I'm just going to use the hose. But all I'm doing is loosening the mud, because once I can get down to the bare aluminum, the etching acid is going to take care of everything else. But you have to get the mud out because the acid won't etch the mud. Getting that little groove. Let's see what we got. See some mud I still need to get out of there, but let's see what a blast off of it just with the pressure of the hose. A bunch of y'all made comments about killing my grass and my wife wanting to kill me. This is Louisiana grass, bro. You ain't killing this. You can burn it, set it on fire, dump oil on it. It's gonna grow. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash the front. Get the little stuff out of the grooves in the front side. All right, so after it has dried, this is the wire wheel in the Simple Green with a little pressure washing. And there is some mud still inside the wheel. But it is way, way better than it was. So now it's time to spray with etching acid and get this thing down to raw aluminum. I was soaking wet. I had to go inside and change. It's cold out here. So let's do this. So this stuff here is hydrofluoric and sulfuric acid. It's called aluminum brightener. Stuff works awesome. Always like to put it on a wet wheel. I don't want it to etch too hard. So I'll put this on shower. Now the sun's out a little bit, not so bad. Man, I was freezing. So I want it damp, but I don't want any water to puddle. And we'll just see, it's already working. It foams up, it turns white, and that's how you know it's etching. Don't worry about coating, because as soon as it foams up, it's done. That's a wrap. You can wash it off and throw you another coat. That's pretty much raw aluminum right there. Flip it around. Catch a little different angle. Round two. So be sure that you use plastic bristles, because this stuff eats metal. And there, just the red dirt, because it won't etch it. Just gonna scrub this a little bit more. It's almost like new. I just need to polish it out. So there it is, your acid etched aluminum centerline. Looked like it came from the junkyard. Oh, it's almost ready for a new light. Be sure you wash it all off. Check that out. Acid washed. It started off looking like this. A little neglected, kind of muddy. Get the Mississippi red clay on them. This is one coat of etching. I'm sorry, not one coat. This is one full etch, probably 3 coats of hydrofluoric acid. This is just the red compound. I got a little bit more to go. It's not perfect. You gotta get up close to see it. We got a little bit of sanding left to do on this one, and step up to the teal, then the sealer. And this one has been tealed, but not sealed. And this one is absolutely beautiful. The fisheye lens on this GoPro isn't doing it justice, but you can see up here, from where I started when I got them, to where they're almost finished where it ended. So y'all, appreciate you watching Modified, hanging there with me. Hopefully I get monetized this year and I can actually really do some big projects. But I also have 91 K-5 coming up that we're going to take to Barry Jackson this year. So thank you all for watching Modified. Catch you next week.